Hello everyone and welcome to the next in our series of daily origami for YouTube. Today we're going to continue looking at some traditional origami, and today we're going to make a pigeon. This is just one of many different variations of birds that you might see in traditional origami. And for this project you just need one piece of square paper. I'll be using 15 by 15 centimeter paper, and I'll let you guys know the dimensions when we're finished. These kinds of birds make really great mobile pieces if you're wanting to hang up a bunch of birds, whether it be for like a mobile for above a child's crib or just decorating a room. They can be really pretty that way. So we'll start off here with our paper, and I want to start with my color side facing down. And we want to put some preliminary creases. I just want to fold my paper in half into a big triangle here. Open it up and fold it the other way. And we're going to keep it folded in half when we do this. We'll leave it into a triangle there. Kind of turn it around, because what we want to do is fold this edge either down or up. It doesn't matter, whichever way works better for you. But we want to try to fold about 1/3 of the way. So you want to imagine that the space that you have here is about the space that you have remaining. This isn't really super important that you do exactly right. You want to just try to kind of guesstimate it, maybe with your fingers. You could play around with this later too and see how it affects your finished project if you want to make the wing shape a little different. But I get that kind of folded down, get that part there with the flap on top. And then I'm going to take just the first layer and fold up. And ideally what I want to do is hit right in the middle of this like strip that I've made here. So again, this is something you just kind of want to eyeball as you're doing it. And the key is to really keep your centers lined up so that your paper doesn't go in a funky way. Get that kind of folded up. Then I'm going to take everything and fold it in half again. And I'm going to rotate it around so that you're looking at it and you've got this part down here with an edge that goes from up and then down to the right. We're going to take the wing and open it up, and this is another thing where you can kind of play around with how much of an angle you want for the wing. I want to try to kind of create the first part is to make sure that you're coming right over here to this right edge so that you get a nice sharp point for the tail feathers. And then you can kind of choose, how much of this you want to open up. If we want to try to put a tiny bit of a crease into this part at least, so you can kind of play with that and see which part looks best in your mind. We'll pick one there, get that crease started, and then flip it over and just make sure that the other wing matches up on the other side too. And you still have a nice little pointy little tail feather section there. And then I'm going to take the wings and fold down even with that edge that I've got there. Do the same thing on this side too. So you've got some nice extended wings for the bird there. And then I just want to make the beak area of the bird by taking, and you can kind of choose a point that works best, but you want to reverse this, pinch it down, and you could choose, how much of that little bit of beak you want sticking down. But that can kind of give you the finished bird head there. And then you have the nice little finished wings. And like I said, you can just pin the little bit there to give you the mobile if you're using it for that. But it really makes a pretty kind of bend of the wings too to make a good display there. And the finished kind of dimensions of this are, he's about 10 centimeters long, and really this depends on how much you open up things, That's a little tricky to kind of say. But I would say, just in general, that the bird is 10 centimeters long. And just at a natural kind of opening of the paper, and this depends on the kind of paper you're using, but it's about a 15 centimeter wingspan. That just sort of, depends on how you let everything open naturally there, but to give you an idea. And this really works well, like with, you can use pretty thick paper because the folds aren't that complicated, so you can use thicker paper as long as you make good creases to make a really sturdy mobile that'll last a long time too. So that is our finished project for today. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.